How do you read a primary research article? When you first learned to read many years ago, you were taught to start at the beginning and read through to the end. However, that's not the most helpful way to retain and understand these articles. The good news is primary source articles generally have the same structure. An abstract, an introduction that usually has a literature review that ends with the research question, a methods section, results, discussions and conclusions, and finally references. As you prepare to read, remember to take notes as you go along. If you print out the article, you can just write directly on the pages. It may seem obvious, but start your reading with the title. Titles of scholarly articles are usually quite long and descriptive and can tell you a lot. As you read the title, if there are any words or concepts you don't understand, circle or make note of them. Depending on what they are, you might do a bit of Google searching to discover what they mean. Also look for explanations as to their meaning as you read the article. Sometimes titles are quite straightforward and easy to understand, like this one. It is clearly about correction of global health misinformation on social media. Other times they may be a bit more complex, like this one, which has a lot of technical terms. Here I might want to make note of phrases like working memory capacity, active maintenance, controlled search, and primary versus secondary memory. Next, you will want to find out what is the research question or questions and what did the researchers discover. For this, start with the abstract, which should provide a quick summary of the whole article. Read it through once. Again, make note of any terms or concepts you don't understand. Then go back and look for the specifics of what they were asking and what they learned. In this example, I see that they are investigating the question, can social media serve as a corrective to false information? And what they found is that both algorithmic and social corrections are equally effective, and they work for both high and low conspiracy belief levels. The previous sentence also tells me a bit about what they mean by algorithmic and social corrections, but I may have to look a bit more into the concept of high and low conspiracy belief levels. Next, you should look for more details about the research question. These are usually found at the end of the introduction. Scan through the literature review section, which can be identified by all the citations, until you find it at the end. Here again we see the research question, as well as a bit about the method. They also introduce a technical term, conspiracist ideation. So again, that would be something you would want to make note of and make sure you understand. This article is a bit different than some in that after the initial literature review, there are additional literature reviews on specific aspects of the research question. These also include clear, bold statements of the research questions, which is somewhat unusual. You see, the next section is the methods, but that isn't where you're going next. Instead, skip to the end of the article, to the discussion section, and read about what the researchers found and concluded. Again, make note of anything you don't understand. By now you should have a good understanding of the study. You can then go back and review the methods and results sections to get a few more details. Use the subheadings and graphs and charts to help you understand these sections. Lastly, you can return to the literature review at the beginning or the references at the end. These sections can help lead you to other articles relating to the topic that might be helpful in your research project. Finally, remember your Loras librarians are here to help. On the library homepage, you can find a link to set up an appointment, chat with a librarian, as well as an additional link to all our help options.